and click record on this to make sure it's rolling. And I know people are flowing in here. And if we can, guys, let's start like we always do. People can hit through the questions panel. A quick yes if you can hear me. A yes, of course, if you can see my slides. But if I can get some people to there we go. Awesome, David. Thanks, Dan. Awesome, guys. Well, cool. So we've got a good call today, and we're gonna make this one probably shorter than normal, but it's on a topic that that I feel that we needed to go into today because we keep on getting emails and questions from members. Not really questions, but we're seeing some members kind of self-sabotaging themselves. Okay, we're seeing people go out there and doing, taking the wrong actions that aren't really the quickest actions, that aren't the actions that are giving them the highest leverage in their business to generate leads quickly and for the long term. So I thought, heck, let's dive in today and kind of talk about how to think about lead generation, okay? Because a lot of people talk about SEO, people talk about search engine optimization, talk about pay-per-click, talk about all this stuff. But in the end, it's all lead generation. And if you're not thinking about lead generation strategically, you may turn into, if you're not already, one of those people who are frustrated that you keep on hitting a wall and not getting the results you're looking to get because you're not going into it strategically. So we do have some blog posts, guys, that go into some of this in more detail. We've got one I put up a couple months ago that basically is called Not Getting the Leads You're Wanting. Go through this blog post and we'll tell you exactly why. Okay, so if you're not getting the leads that you're wanting to get yet with Carrot or any website for that matter, there's a blog post over on our website. Let me see if I can find it here really quick. 1 second. Okay. I have way too many browser tabs open. Way too many. Let me show you guys this tool really quick before I show you this blog post, okay? I love tools that help me be more effective and help me be more efficient in my time. And one that I found a few months ago. So it's kind of funny. So my wife, whenever she would see me on my computer, she always she always said, "I don't see how we have so many browser tabs open, right?" And I'm not even showing you guys everything. I've got a whole nother browser window down here, guys, where I probably have another 7 or 8 tabs open. So the way that I work is I'll click a link and I'll open it and I'll come back to it later, so it doesn't so it's there when I can return to it, but so it's not breaking me out of my focus for what I'm focusing on. So I have all these browser things. So I went and found this little plugin for Chrome, and it's called. Let's see what it's called. I don't know what it's called. Um, if I click this, it's going to shrink everything down. So let me do this. I'm going to open up a new window. Okay. And then what this does, guys, is for all of you who are like me, who don't want to delete all of your tabs, you still want to be able to keep them up and reference them again, but you don't want to delete them. There's this little thing, you can click it. It's called One Tab, ONETAB. So it's called One Tab. And you can see right here, guys, I have all these little things where, here's one of them where I had 20 tabs open and I just needed to clean them up. Okay. And you click the One Tab thing and it shrinks everything down on the window that you're looking at into this little area that you can come back to at any time and click Restore All, or you can just go ahead and delete them or whatever. Okay, so there's some in here that are pretty old for me. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete this one. So I'll delete that, so I'm not going to come back to that later. But the one I just now did, I can go ahead and shrink them in there. So anyway, One Tab, it's a free Chrome extension. It helps me anyway kind of manage my browser bars. So I'm just going to show you really quick. This blog post, guys, is one that you guys need to read if you have not, if you're not getting the leads that you want to get. Okay, so it's called Why You're Not Getting Leads Through Your Real Estate Investment Website and What to Do About It. Because, of course, Carrot is a tool, okay? Yeah, Dan, as far as I know, that's only on Chrome, but you can probably look for it on Firefox or whatever. But here's that blog post, guys. So if anyone on here is not getting the leads that you're wanting to get, let me see if I can send this through to everybody. Send it to the whole audience. If you're not getting the leads you want to get, it's of course because you aren't taking certain actions to get there. Okay, so that's step one. is with any marketing system, it doesn't matter if it's a website or whatever, unless you're paying a company a lot of money to get leads for you, okay? Unless you're paying them a lot of money to get leads for you, leads are not going to come in your door without you taking actions, right? So this blog post will walk through, the two most important elements of getting leads. That's traffic and conversion. And we all know that InvestorCarrot converts. It definitely converts. We've shown the numbers over and over again. We're making it convert even better, each and every month. The rent to own websites, the cash buyer websites are crushing it right now, absolutely crushing it. The tenant websites, the ones that I'm using, are doing well. The motivated seller sites, those are converting at a respectable rate, and we're continually improving that. And it really depends on the type of lead, the type of traffic that you're getting. We have some members, pay per click, that's converting around 15% of visitors to a lead. Some of them are converting like 3% of visitors to a lead. So it really depends on the traffic you're getting, the keywords you're bidding on, stuff like that. But if you're not getting the traffic you guys want, head over here. Why you're not getting leads through a real estate investment website, I just send it through the questions panel. And then I'll give you some good insights and directions. But let's go ahead and dive into the presentation. And I'm going to walk you through kind of how to think about lead generation in a different way. And then, of course, as always, we'll dive into live Q&A, answer your guys' questions. And if you're new to InvestorCarrot, because I know we have a lot of new members this past couple of weeks. If you're new to InvestorCarrot, welcome into perhaps your first mastermind call. So we do these mastermind calls every single week. We do them on Wednesday and at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And I usually dive in, me or someone on my team will dive in and teach something for the first 30 to 45 minutes. So it's something really drilled down. Oftentimes it's based on struggles or successes our current members are having. Oftentimes it's based on things that are in my life that are working well for me in my life and or business. But as soon as you have questions during these calls, just go to the questions panel on the side, type in your question as you think about it, and that way you won't forget it, and I'll get to the questions at the end of the call. So in this call, what's new at InvestorCarrot? Not a whole lot of updates as far as what's new since last week. We have moved forward, and we're making some really great headway with the Craigslist training now, and that is very imminently rolling out. I'm not going to give a date, but that's very imminently rolling out. So if any of you are really looking to get a lot of seller, buyer, and tenant leads in a very structured way through Craigslist, then you're gonna need to invest in this training. Okay, it's only gonna be $100 for active Carrot members when we roll it out, and if you follow the steps in there, it's one of our Carrot members, Cindy, who's just crushing it on Craigslist right now. She's done about 30 real estate deals from Craigslist in the past 6 months. And we can see the numbers, guys. So none of this is all verified. We can see the numbers on the back end of the leads she's bringing in through Craigslist. So we decided to hop on with her and create a whole training showing what she's doing, along with a lot of her ads, her process, stuff like that. So be on the lookout for that. It is a little bit delayed because we're trying to wrap up some video stuff, but be on the lookout for that. So let's go and dive in. So if you're new to InvestorCarrot and you don't know me yet, here's a quick little run through of who I am. And I'm the founder of InvestorCarrot. I'm an investor and entrepreneur, and my stuff is mainly buy and hold stuff. I'm also a private lender. I lend out my own money for great returns to investors that I know well, and who I really like their business model. But hit me up on LinkedIn. So fancy stats have generated a lot of leads online, over 80,000 real estate leads online and growing, and passive real estate investor since 2004. And all of you who have been on these calls before, you know how passionate I am about entrepreneurship and entrepreneurs. I'm working out at the Loft Entrepreneur Workspace. We're actually having our our April meetup. So our April meetup and pub talk here at the Loft tonight. And last month we had about 50 people here in the Loft crammed into our lounge. And I actually shared my story. I shared my startup story. I shared the struggles I've had, the successes I've had, where we're going. I shared some really cool tips about that I shared with you guys about a month ago about the pumpkin plan, how to really cut out the crap in your business and the crap in your life that is not getting you where you want to get. Okay. Mm-hmm. So if you have not seen the pumpkin plan call, guys, go back to the Mastermind call archives, look up the pumpkin plan call, and that could change your game like it has for me. But yeah, we've got a really cool meetup tonight. a buddy of mine here locally, a young guy my same age. He has a distillery, a craft distillery, and a winery, and he's going to walk people through his story, how he started and stuff like that. So if you ever pass through Roseburg, Oregon, guys, connect with us before you do, and we'll give you a tour of the loft and take you out to lunch. So let's dive into really quick. I'm going to bounce out of here to make sure that everyone can see my slides actually, because every now and then GoToMeeting has a little glitch that doesn't allow it. Okay, cool. Looks like we're good. So how do you think about lead generation? And guys, these slides aren't going to be anything groundbreaking. It's more kind of asking questions to you to kind of get you to think about things in a different way. So before we continue on, who on here? Yeah, Michael, you definitely need to come visit, man. So who on here is getting leads for their real estate business? And I'm not just talking about through Carrot. I'm talking about through whatever means of marketing you're using. Who on here is getting leads for your real estate business right now? And by leads for your business, I mean at least you're getting leads that help you grow your business every week. Who on here is not? So who on here is not getting leads that help you grow your business every week? Um, and once again, guys, we're not just talking about Carrot. We're talking about anything online. We're talking about offline stuff, because in the end, what you're trying to do, and the reason you joined Carrot is because you feel that that could be one part of your marketing, and that's one thing I really need to key in on with you guys, that online in SEO is not and should not be your entire funnel for marketing. Okay, because there's very few markets in the entire country, even if you're ranked number one, that can really supply the amount of traffic and leads that most people would want to really go full time and make a six-figure income wholesaling anyway. Okay, so it looks like, guys, we've got a bunch of people coming in here. We've got a bunch of people saying I am, yes. So Sharon, Jason, John, awesome, yes. Michael's using some yellow letters and direct mail. Dan's generating leads. Brenda's generating a little bit. Henry, Yolanda's not getting leads. Okay, let's see. Okay, so DeAndre occasionally from Bandit Signs. Darren Young only a few a week. Da-da-da. Okay, cool. Jamie, you guys are obviously getting leads. Direct mail, Michael. Okay, cool. So people are getting leads on here, and then there's some people aren't as well. And guys, one thing that's really telling about people who are submitting through here is that there's all kinds of people on here. There's people on here who are getting leads every single week and every single day through Carrot. And there's people who on here who have diversified. And they're using yellow letters or bandit signs or like Michael, direct mail or realtor off market deals. Rich, direct mail. Some people using bandit signs. So that's the thing, guys. You really have to think about lead generation, just like you would, let's say, if you set up a restaurant. If you set up a restaurant in your town and you just opened up the doors and you were banking on only selling to people who walked by your door, how fast do you think you'd go out of business? If you're a restaurant, yeah, you hope that you're putting your restaurant in a great place, in a great location, so people come across it without you having to do it. So that is the equivalent of search engine optimization. Okay, so the restaurant, building the restaurant and getting it in place where people are going, that's the act of actually the work of doing search engine optimization. Okay, but once it's there, once the restaurant is on a street and in a location that's really popular and a lot of people are going by it, then the job is how do you get them to come in there? And once they're in there, how do you get them to buy? And how do you get them to buy more? And how do you get them to come back? And so for me, that is search engine optimization. Okay, but once again, you guys got to think about lead generation in a different way. If you were a restaurant, would you rely 100% on just the people who walked by your door? The answer to that obviously is no, because there's only a limited amount of people who are going to walk by your door on any given day. Okay, and there's certain things you can do to get more people to walk by your door. There's certain marketing, so go do Craigslist marketing or put some ads in a newspaper or do some sponsorships around town to get your restaurant name out there. And you can do the equivalent for your real estate, right? Craigslist ads gets more people walking by your website. Pay-per-click, same thing. Going out there and doing some sponsorships of local community events in your town. So you're actually involved in your community rather than just trying to get leads online. So now you're a trusted community resource. So now maybe you're in your Rotary, or maybe you're in your local Chamber of Commerce, or maybe you're just involved with a lot of charities. and people understand what you do now. So that's another way to build credibility and get people to go by your door. So we just need to think about lead generation a very different way and in stages. Okay, and I'm going to walk you guys through some stuff. And the thing is, most people kind of take the spray and pray approach in marketing is they go, heck, I know SEO is working great for some people, so I'm going to set up a website, and then I'm going to take that website and I'm going to set up 14 different cities, using our carrot localized page approach, and then I'm going to go out there and I'm going to post a couple Craigslist ads, a day, and then I'm going to go out there and put a bandit sign here and there, and then I'm going to go out there and maybe drop a few business cards and show up to a networking meeting every now and then and get to know people. But what you're doing, guys, is you're spreading everything too thin. Okay, so just like this hose here, if you were wanting to hit one specific thing really hard and just douse that one thing, you would have to, of course, twist a little dial on that, make the stream narrower, and then you would have more power and more impact with that hose because you're targeting on one thing. Okay. But when you're spraying, there's really no direct impact. There's really no power behind the hose. Okay. You're just getting a lot of things wet and making no real big impact. And that's what a lot of people are doing with marketing. Okay, as an example, one of the things that brought this call up is there were a couple members this past week who approached us because of the post we put out Tuesday about using subdomains on your carrot system to go after other cities. Okay, that's a very, very advanced strategy. I mean, that's something that 99% of our members won't do and shouldn't do, honestly. Okay. And we put it out there because it does cater to some of our more very advanced members. But for the vast majority of our members, you shouldn't be putting subdomains for each different city you're doing. Okay, just because then you're managing a different website on every single subdomain. So if you're putting up a subdomain for 10 different cities around you, you're managing 10 websites in your carrot system. That just can get unwieldy. Then you have to update 10 websites, customize 10 websites, the whole shebang. So what we suggest is just focusing more on your one market first. Okay, so rather than spraying and praying, let's really saturate your current market first. Okay, then once you really saturate that current market with your marketing, with your Craigslist, with your pay-per-click, with your getting out there and being locally involved in stuff, with your SEO, then start thinking about branching out to other stuff. Okay, so here's one of those most important things I think most businesses in general, not just real estate investors, but most businesses in general just really don't have a grasp on is they don't know their metrics. Okay, and for those of you on here who have heard me talk about pay per click quite a bit, you've heard me walk backwards through the metrics of pay per click. Okay, because one thing that a lot of people do, once again, they're going back and they're doing the spray and pray approach. That they're saying, hey, I'm going to set up a website. I'm going to spend 5 minutes doing some SEO. I'm going to put up some Facebook ads. I'm going to put up some Craigslist ads. I'm going to put up some pay-per-click ads. Okay, and then they're not really budgeting enough time or money for any one of those. And if they don't get immediate results with any one of those, they quit. Okay, they stop. They think the website doesn't work. They think the internet doesn't work, and then they just quit. And then 6 months later, we're getting emails from people saying, "Hey, I'm not investing in real estate anymore." And whenever we get those emails, to me, it's it's sad, but it's also it's a good thing because it's weeding out the weaker real estate investors, so the stronger ones can really come up and grab more market share and not have the clutter. But also, it's sad because everyone who quits on their dream, everyone who quits on their real estate investment business 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, a year after they were passionate about it and excited about it changing their life, everyone who quits in that journey did not have to quit. Okay, the reason most of them are quitting is because they didn't get the results that they thought they would in the amount of time that they thought they would. They weren't being patient enough, and they weren't being strategic. Okay, and a big part of that, if you don't want to quit on your dreams, is you need to really, really know your metrics. And as a real estate investor, at least online, here's some really good metrics to know, guys. So write these down. If you don't know these metrics and you're doing online marketing, you're probably doing some things that aren't getting you the exact results you want the quickest that possibly can be. So number one, you need to know how much do you profit or do you want to profit or is the average profit in your area on an average deal. So if you're a wholesaler, let's balance out here. I'm curious just to hear people's answers here. So let me go back here to um, da, da, da. Okay, cool. So who on here? I got some questions coming through, guys. I've got some questions coming through, okay, cool. Yeah, I've got questions coming through. I'll hit on these questions as we go. But I'm just curious, guys. Who on here knows what your average profit on a deal is, or if you've never done a deal, what is the average profit in your area for the type of investing you're doing? Okay, cool. So David's average profit is $7,000 to $10,000 per wholesale deal. Yolanda 3 to 5. Kim 10K. Cool guys. So that number right there, you have to know. There's some more piling in here. Rich 8,500. Jason Tucker 5K. Sharon 10K per wholesale deal. So number one, guys, you guys need to know your average profit per deal. Okay, without knowing that, you're kind of going to be marketing blindly. Okay, and that right there, if you don't know exactly how much you're profiting on average per deal, or like I said, if you've never done a deal before, you need to go out there and start hitting the pavement and talking to other investors in your area. Go to your local RIA and find out how much they're profiting per deal for the type of investing you're doing. Okay, so if you're doing multifamily investing and you're looking to like for me, if I'm looking to get tenants, okay, each tenant to me, if it's a $400 a month unit, and if each tenant on average stays 2 years with me, we're talking that's an $8,000 tenant. Okay, so for me, every vacancy I fill, it's worth about 8 grand, but also every vacancy I fill quicker without having any dead time, then that's like right now I've had a unit that's been open for 2 months, and we're actually renovating it right now. But that 2 months is costing me $800, for the 2 months. So that right there is profit that I could have had if I would have had it filled, but we're renovating it. Instead, we're using this as an opportunity. So how much do you profit on average per deal? And then on average, how many qualified leads for you turn into a deal? Okay, and once again, if you know these numbers, if you've done a few deals before, on average, how many qualified leads did it take you to get before one of those turned into a deal? And same thing, I'm going to bounce back over here, just kind of keep some active involvement in here. Yeah, guys, what on average for those of you who have closed, let's say at least 2 to 3 deals, on average, how many qualified leads did it take you to get to close that deal? So Jason's saying 8. So eight qualified leads to close a deal. Who else, guys? Throw some numbers in here for everyone who's closed at least a few deals. How many qualified leads do you usually have to get before you close a deal? Okay, so DeAndre 22, Jamie out of Colorado about 10. So John about 25. So that right there, guys, that's really valuable to know right there, because the numbers are all over the place, and it really depends on the type of leads you're getting. Okay, it really depends on the type of leads you're getting, the quality of the leads you're getting. Of course, if you're getting leads off of Craigslist, the quality of those are probably lower, so you're going to have to get a higher volume. If you're getting leads through direct mail and people are actively calling you, your leads are going to be a lot more quality. Okay, so you're going to be closing more deals per lead. So just really look at your lead sources, and this is the important thing, guys. So on average, that's how many leads you're getting to close a deal. But look at each lead source. Okay, so I know Brittany Bowling in Baltimore. She's getting 20 to 30 leads per month through Carrot right now, just through SEO. She's not paying a dime for it. She's closing deals, and she usually closes about one a month, or about one on every about 40 to 45 days. Sometimes sooner, sometimes a little bit longer. So for her, with SEO traffic, she's closing, about one deal per about 30 leads. Okay, so that's what's working for her. And once you can find out what your ratio is for each type of marketing you do. Okay, so once again, if Craigslist, how many seller leads you need to get through Craigslist before one usually turns into a deal? It's probably going to be more there. Through Facebook, same thing. How many seller or buyer leads you need to get before one of them turns into a deal? Direct mail, same thing. So write these all down on a piece of paper as you're marketing and as you're learning. If you haven't done any deals yet, it's a great opportunity for you to start fresh right now and to start to keep those numbers. Okay, so keep those numbers and go, okay, I sent out 300 mailings this week. I got 14 calls this week, and then track those numbers. Okay, of those 14 calls, none of them turned into a deal. But the next week, I sent out 300 mailings. I got 18 calls, and it looks like one's going to turn into a deal. Okay, one turned into a deal. So, and then average those up over a month. Okay, same thing with online on SEO. How many leads, once again, does it take you to get to turn into a deal? On pay per click, same thing. And you guys will know why I'm talking about this here in a second, because this is how you really focus on what marketing activities you need to do, so you're not scattering all over the place and kind of taking that fire hose approach. Okay, so now stepping it down further, how much qualified traffic do you need to get to your website each month to produce the number of leads you need to hit your revenue targets? Okay, so this number is kind of more of a granular number. I like this number. If this number is just too granular for you and just really doesn't help guide you, then get rid of it. I definitely don't want you to be cluttering your mind with stuff that's unnecessary for you, that's blocking you from making progress. But if you know how many leads it takes to turn into a deal that on average profits X amount, and you know about how much traffic you need to get to your website to produce that amount of leads, then your whole aim, guys, is choosing, okay, how much money do I want to make a month? So let's say your average is $10,000 per deal. Let's say you just want to make 10 grand a month. Let's say that's your goal and that's what you want to make. And Sharon, let me bounce back to Sharon, actually, just using that number here. So Sharon, $10,000 per wholesale deal. I don't think she sent through how many on average she needs to close a deal. But let's just assume, let's just say it's 20. Okay, let's just say it's 20 qualified leads to close a deal. So if she's wanting to net or is netting $10,000 on a wholesale deal, and it takes 20 qualified leads to get that deal, and if her website or seller website is converting at 10%, let's say, how much traffic will it take to that website to get 20 leads? So if you work those numbers, it's about 200 visits, right? So we have InvestorCarrot members' websites who are converting a lot higher than that. So we have members who are converting at 20% on the seller sites. We have members' sites who are converting at 3%. It just really depends on the credibility you've built on the website, the trust that people are gaining in you on the website, and stuff like that. So if those are your numbers, if you know to make $10,000 a month, you need to get 20 qualified leads to do one deal. And to get 20 qualified leads on your website, which is converting at 10%, you need to get 200 visitors. Now your aim is, how do I get 200 qualified people to see my website every month? And then it's a pretty easy equation, guys. Then you're going out there and you're just looking to ramp up your traffic of qualified people up to that 200 visitor level a month. Okay, and then that's your aim. That's your aim. You've got this target to shoot for now. It's like, okay, I know with these numbers on average, if I get about 200 qualified people to see my website, or to see my postcards, or to see my bandit signs, or to see whatever, then I'm going to do a deal. Okay, so is this making sense for you guys? I'm going to tie it together really nice here in a bow here in a second. Yeah, so Sharon, about 18 to 20 leads is what it takes for her to close one $10,000 profit wholesale deal. Okay, so that's pretty darn good. So um, is this stuff making sense so far? Or let me know, guys, if I need to dive into more clarification or if I'm losing you here. But okay, cool. Yeah, so it's all about simple math, guys. It's all about simple math, so you know what to focus on, and so you know what is wasting your time. Because there's a lot of things that we can all do in marketing. They're gonna waste our time. And if that's our number, if we know we want to make $10,000 a month, and we're closing 1 out of 20 leads, and our website's converting at 10%, then we need 200 visitors. So how do you increase that number now? So let's say you want to make $20,000 a month. Okay, what do you need to do? So I'd love some feedback here, guys, with those same numbers. Okay, with the same numbers, with I'm just going to type them in here really quick. So with the same numbers, with 200 visits to 20 leads to 1 deal to 10K profit, with those numbers, what would you have to do to make $20,000 in profit a month? And I really want to have people dive in and hit me with their ideas of what you think you should do, or what you think would be the easiest or best way to increase your revenue to $20,000 a month. All right, guys, let's see. Yeah, so Matt's first instinct is 400 visits. So 400 visits, that's one way to do it for sure. So you could double the amount of visits. So if those are your numbers, if your website's converting at 10%, you're if you double that to 400, then you're going to get 40 leads, which will turn into 2 deals, which you get you $10,000 profit times 2. So that's one way to do it. Another way to do it, guys, is to increase your conversion rate on your website, right? So if your website's converting at 10%, what if you were able to get it up to 15% by adding in some credibility elements, adding in some testimonials and engaging with people and really building trust on your website? So let me bring up the calculator there. So what if you were able to bring that up to from 10% to 20%, or 10% to 15%? Okay, so on the same 200 visits, let's say it converts at 15%. So, okay, so 0.15. So now you've got 30 leads. Okay, so now you've got 50% more leads. And now over the course of a year, you're going to do about 6 more deals that you're going to be netting about $60,000 more in profit just by increasing your conversion rate on your website by 5%. Okay, and that has happened, guys. That's happened with a lot of members who, yeah, exactly. So Jason's saying double your conversion. And you don't even need to double your conversion. So in this circumstance, just by increasing conversion by 5% on the seller website, keeping with the same numbers, other than that, you're adding $60,000 a year in profits to your pocket. Okay, so where else are leverage points in this, guys? So we've already talked about increasing traffic with everything else staying constant. We've talked about increasing your conversion with everything else staying constant. Now we can just work on down the line. If we want to make $20,000, can we hone our negotiation skills? Can we hone our deal making skills? It's pretty, yeah, exactly. So Jason Tucker, more profitable deals. I'm gonna target right now on your negotiation skills. So it's pretty cool when talking to Brittany Bowling. If you guys have not seen Brittany's case study over here, we put it up several months back, but it's a really, really great case study, guys, to go through, because she started from nothing. Now she's quit her job. She's had a baby just like a month ago, another little one, and she walked through her whole trials and tribulations, and now how she's closing deal after deal just using Carrot and just using the internet. But one of the things that she said was at one point she was getting leads, so her visits were going up, okay, and her website was still converting, but she wasn't closing deals because she couldn't negotiate a deal. She just needed to hone that skill. So this is another way, guys, to really increase your profits, is hone your negotiation skills. So rather than 1 deal out of 20 leads, what if you're able to do 1.5 deals out of 20 leads? Okay, so that means with 40 leads you would close 3 deals. So with that same improvement, just changing it from 1.5 deals for 20 leads from 1, same thing, you're adding another $60,000 a year in profit to your bottom line. Okay, so let's bump this back. And now, same thing, Jason already mentioned it before. If you want to increase your bottom line, now you can look at the types of deals you're doing. So rather than just looking at the lower end ones, how can you increase the amount of money you're making per deal? You could work in higher end homes. You could work in higher profit margin deals, or whatever. So I just really want people to walk through and understand that process of how do you extract the most amount of value and profits out of your lead generation system, looking at every different thing along the way. Okay, so does this stuff make sense to you guys? Looking at numbers this way, looking at it going, okay, how much traffic am I getting? How can I increase my conversion rate to get a little bit more leads? Okay, then over a course of a year, that's going to turn into more deals. How do I negotiate my deals better so I can get a better price, and or so I can do more deals per qualified lead? Okay, that's a way to add more money to your bottom line. And then, of course, how do I get more qualified traffic to my website, which this is what we're going to focus on mainly today. Okay, how do I get more qualified traffic to my website? So if you're not doing $10,000 a month right now, in real estate profits, using the internet only, so not using direct mail and stuff like that, odds are you're probably getting far less than 100 visits to your website per month. Okay. If you're getting less than 50 visits to your website per month, if you're getting less than 20 visits to your website per month, then that's your main issue. You need to get more traffic, and you need to get more qualified traffic. Okay. Cool, guys. So I'm glad this is resonating with y'all. So now let's dive back in. So we've kind of worked over the metrics. That's number one. Anytime you're going to start doing some lead generation, you need to know your metrics. You need to know what you're going after. You need to know what your average profit per deal is. You need to know about how many deals you're going to close per for the leads you're getting. You need to know about how many leads you're getting for the amount of traffic you're getting. So find those numbers out. And if you don't have enough traffic or enough leads to figure that out, you're very first priority right now should be focusing on one, maybe two lead sources right now and just hammering those until they work. Okay. So, what is the potential of a lead source? Now, this is where I want to dive in because we had a couple members this last week who responded to the blog post that we put up on Tuesday about once again using subdomains to target more cities. And like I said, guys, that is an insanely advanced strategy. It requires a lot of your time. It requires expense, and that's only for people really who are making good money already. They already have a big budget for online, and they want to ramp it up. Okay, if you want the easier way to do it and cheaper way to do it, you do not want to use a subdomain. Okay, you want to use, I'll show you guys later, you want to use what we've talked about for months and months and months, is just setting up localized pages on your website. Okay, so on your same website, just setting one up for this city and one for that city. That's a whole nother call, whole nother training, but it's highly, highly effective. And actually, while I'm thinking about it, just to show you guys how easy and effective it is, I'm just going to go here to We Buy Houses, um, uh, why I'm missing Hills, and this is just an example of one. So this right here is a customer out of Pennsylvania, and his websites have been up for only about a month. But one thing that we actually helped him do was we helped him create all of his localized pages. And you can see, guys, we didn't do any SEO for them. Okay, we just targeted very, very specific cities with phrases we know people are typing, and we created localized pages for him. Okay, and it's decently easy to do. The strategy behind it is where the value is. Okay, it does take some manual work though. So you can see here's a page specifically for this area, and he's ranking number one in Google with no SEO other than what the Carrot system provides by default, and of course adding this localized page the way that we have done it, he's ranking number one there. Okay, so here's another phrase. I think even just another city is a nearby city. So We Buy Houses Why I'm Missing. So that's a whole nother one. But you can see right there, we've got two of his pages ranked there, number two, number three. Why I'm Missing Hills page and this one. Okay. And now let's go to right there, Berks County. And the cool thing about this is I think he's ranked on there somewhere, maybe on page two, page three. That one's a little bit more active, but you can see right here, here's another Carrot member in this area that set up the same thing. They set up a localized page. Okay, so this is the way that they're increasing their traffic so they can get more leads. But that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother conversation. So what is the potential of a lead source? And what do I mean by the potential of a lead source? Kind of going back to the conversation I was mentioning before, there were a couple members who said, I want to set up 15 to 20 different localized pages and blah, 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 blah. And our first question is, okay, that's great. We know that strategy works. Great. But what are you doing right now for your main page? What are you doing right now for your main keywords? Are you getting any traction there? Are you taking any actions to try to get that to rank higher? Are you getting any leads right now? And for me, unless someone is insanely serious about focusing on their website, about focusing on increasing the foundation of their website, which is their actual homepage, which is the main keyword phrases they're looking to rank for, to me, putting together 15 or 20 localized pages is kind of like a fire hose approach. Once again, it's not focusing on the foundation, on the important thing, the thing that makes the biggest impact. Okay, so this is the next phase, guys. Once you know your metrics, like we talked before, and then if you narrow it down to one of your actions is, okay, one of the ways I'm going to increase the amount of deals I'm doing is by increasing my traffic. Okay, so once again, going back to this number that we put in here, if you're wanting to increase your deals, and let's say you're only getting 10 visits a month right now, that is your issue, that you need to increase your traffic. Okay, so you need to understand how each lead source has a max. And what I mean by this is if you're looking to rank for something like We Buy Houses Houston, you can see right there inside of the Google keyword research tool that there's a max, there's a cap basically on about how many people are searching that phrase per month. Okay, so that's for that one phrase. And there's other phrases, of course, in each market that people are searching. You go down to the bottom, if you're in Seattle, for that same phrase, we're talking about less than 1/4 of the amount of searches that Houston or Philadelphia are getting. Okay, so each keyword, each lead source has a max, and if you're focusing on marketing sources and marketing, SEO keywords that don't have a high enough potential to get you to the amount of traffic you need to get the amount of leads you need to close the deals you need, then you're going to be working your butt off. You're going to be spinning your wheels, and you might see some traffic coming in, a few leads coming in, but you're not closing deals. Okay. So that's one thing you need to understand, that each lead source has a max. Okay. And one way to do that is we've gone over this a lot in a lot of other trainings. In our 3 lead per day training, guys, if you do not have the 3 lead per day training, you need to get that. That is the categorical best way to learn how to get traffic to your website. That in combination with the Craigslist training that we're rolling out here. So the 3 lead per day training, it's a $99 investment, and it could be the best investment you make this year. Brittany Bowling and dozens and dozens and dozens of other members, all they have done for traffic is follow what was in that, and they're closing deals from it. Okay, but it takes work. It does take work. It's not going to be instant. It takes time. It takes dedication. But Brittany, like she said in her case study, she was working her butt off for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months, right, implementing that training, and then she kind of hit this little inflection point at about month 6 to 7. She started to get more leads because of the work she was putting in. She started to get better at negotiating, so she's closing more deals, and now she really doesn't do a whole lot with her website, just churning out leads because of the work she was doing. But the key that she did is she focused on keyword phrases that had a high enough max, so that had enough searches every single month, that if she was to rank number 1 or number 2 for those, she would get enough traffic to her website and convert enough people into leads and convert enough deals so she could quit her job. And that's exactly what she did. Okay, so in Baltimore, the We Buy Houses phrase it's about 270 searches a month. So if you're ranked number 1 for that, you're going to get probably about 60% or more of the clicks. So we're talking right there, that's over 150, 160 visits to her website a month, right there from that one keyword phrase, because she worked her butt off to get ranked number 1 for it. But she's also ranked number 1 or number 2 for 4 or 5 other keyword phrases. So she's probably getting, between 200 to 400 visits per month potentially. Okay, and her website's converting about 10% right now. Okay, so those are her metrics, and that's why it's working for her. So was able to quit her job, and she's doing deals, and she's making more money doing that because she knows her metrics than most people are in their normal jobs. So if you want to find out your maxes, your traffic maxes, go to the Google keyword tool and go to the little thing that says get search volume for a list of keywords. And you can type in some things like We Buy Houses and then insert your city, or sell house fast, or sell my house fast. And we have a whole keyword report, guys. If you haven't got it yet, let me know. We can email it to you for free. It gives you a bunch of keywords that you can just plunk in there and see what they look like for your area. But if you're not gonna, if your keywords aren't having at least 70 to 100 searches on them, and if you're not ranked in the top 3 for those keywords, ideally the top 2, you're not going to be able to turn those into much traffic. So then you need to find out, okay, how do I get more traffic from SEO? You do the work for those main keywords, get that foundation laid, use our 3 lead per day training system to help you, or you can sign up for our SEO program where we'll actually do the SEO for you for 3 keywords for 1 city. And then, what you can do is you can then focus on, okay, how do I rank for other cities? So put in those localized city pages like I was talking about that will help you grab some more traffic potentially. And just like I showed you right there, the big thing to understand here, guys, is there are maxes in every single type of lead source. Okay, so if you're if you're ranked number one for the main keywords in your area, and your area is Seattle versus Houston, you can just expect to get a lot lower volume of traffic, a lot lower volume of leads, and you're probably going to have to add in a bunch, several more marketing methods to get enough traffic and leads to your website to provide you a full-time income. Okay. Craigslist has a max. So even Craigslist, if you're posting ads every day, it has a max. There's only a certain amount of leads that you can pull out of Craigslist, or a certain amount of traffic that you can pull out of Craigslist per day. Okay, because it's all dictated on how many people are visiting Craigslist and looking at the listings. But Craigslist is a great source, like we're going to teach in the Craigslist training. Craigslist is an insanely great source if you're able to automate as much of it as possible and spend 3 to 4 minutes a day on your Craigslist marketing after you get things set up, like we're going to teach you in that training. Okay, but you're never going to get the max amount of traffic and max amount of leads out of Craigslist if you're not strategically posting at least 10 ads a day. Okay, and we show you how to do that in this Craigslist training we're going to be rolling out here shortly. So Craigslist has a max. Facebook has a max. So just before the call, I pulled up my own Facebook marketing account. I typed in some things. So if I was going to focus some ads, let's say on potential private lenders or potential cash buyers. So you can see here, I targeted Oregon. I targeted all men and women over 35 with incomes between $100,000 and $100,000 or over. I targeted people who have said that they're interested in real estate investing. They're interested in real estate and they're interested in investment. And Facebook told me after I did all these criteria that there's about 28,000 people in Oregon that fit that criteria. So Facebook has given me a max. Okay, there's a max of about 28,000 people that I can target in Oregon, and that might sound like a huge number, but then you need to look at what's going to work and back the numbers. On Facebook, the click-through rate on ads is relatively low. Okay, so your 28,000 people aren't seeing your ads. It's a fraction of that, and then a fraction of them will click through to your website. A fraction of them will convert. Then a fraction of them will become a cash buyer or private lender. So these are all really viable marketing sources, guys. And what I'm getting at here is you just need to be thinking this way of, okay, what are my metrics? How much traffic do I need to get to my website? And let's look at the traffic sources. Okay, if I'm in Chicago and if I'm able to rank number one or number two for We Buy Houses Chicago, I can expect probably about 120 people to come to my website just from that one keyword. Okay, so how do I get the extra 80 if I need 200 visits per month? Okay, so now I need to go after another keyword that'll give me another 80 or so people, and I need to be able to rank well for them. Okay, or just pay for the traffic. Just go, okay, I'm going to do SEO for the long term, and I'm going to flip on some Craigslist marketing and Google pay-per-click for the short term. Okay, and let SEO be your long-term play. In 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months after you're doing the work or someone's doing the work for you, your SEO will take a grab, and you'll start to get traffic and leads there if you're targeting on phrases that are searched a lot, and let your pay-per-click and Craigslist marketing take the brunt of the work now while your SEO is building. Okay, so the big thing you need to look at, guys, is not how many different marketing things can we do. Not okay, I've got a website. Can I set up 20 subdomains on my website, or can I set up 20 localized pages on my website? And can I focus on 30 SEO keywords, and let's throw up some Facebook ads, and let's throw up some pay-per-click, and let's post a couple Craigslist ads per day. The thing about that is if you're doing that, you're marketing blind, and too darn many people are marketing blind. They're not focusing enough on the stuff that really is working. Okay, and they're not focusing on any one thing or any two things enough to really make them work great. And that right there describes most Carrot members with the SEO side of things. Okay, Carrot is insanely optimized for SEO out of the box, right? We all know that. But If you're in a market where there's several other Carrot members using the exact same website, it's in your best interest to customize the website. Okay, customize some of the content. Hire us for SEO. Then we'll customize the content a little bit so it's different than the other members because we're doing the SEO for you. Add in some content from time to time. Add in some credibility on your website. And I can show you guys some examples today on some websites that people have done some really simple things, but it really increases the credibility of their website and increases conversions. And if you're going to do Craigslist marketing, don't even bother posting to Craigslist if you're not going to be posting at least 5 to 10 ads a day. Okay. If you're just posting an ad here and there, or 1 ad a week, or 5 ads a week, you might be getting some traction. But honestly, it's not even worth spending the time on because you're not getting the leverage out of that activity that you could if you were using what we're going to be teaching in the Craigslist training that we're putting out here shortly. Facebook, if you're going to flip on Facebook ads, it's almost not even worth it if you're not going to be testing the ads or having someone help you test the ads so you're spending your money right. Okay. And same thing on pay-per-click. It's almost not even worth it if you're just going to throw up some pay-per-click ads for a certain set of keywords and never monitor those keywords and never adjust things and never tweak things. Okay, because you're going to get lackluster results. You're not going to get the results that you want to get. And then after all this is said and done, you've got, if you're marketing blind and trying to just throw everything on the wall and see what sticks, you've got a couple Craigslist ads out there, you've got some Facebook ads, you got some pay-per-click ads, you got 10 different localized city pages on your Carrot website, and you've done a couple little things, tweaking your website, but you're not taking any actions to really dive in and focus on any 1 or 2 things. You're going to feel like you're working your ass off and you're going to feel like you're not getting results. Okay. So that's the biggie, guys, is stop marketing blind and go, okay, let's focus on something. Okay. If you're wanting to focus on SEO for long term, you'll also need to find something for the short term that you want to focus on. Okay. So you're getting leads now and also building your SEO for the long term, like Brittany was doing. And one way, of course, to really build your SEO for the long term, if you've already taken the actions and if you've already dedicated to saying, okay, I'm going to make this website work and I'm going to rock it. I'm going to do what I need to do on SEO. I'm going to hire Carrot to do the SEO for me if I don't have the time or whatever. You're building a multi-location website like we've talked about might be a good idea. But guys, you got drilling back down here. You got to build your foundation first. Okay, don't even think about building a multi-location website. And just to clear that up, if you're not clear what I mean by that, it's what I showed you before. It's if you invest in multiple different cities or multiple different areas, having on one website different pages for each area, which could have the chance of ranking well for each one of those. If you haven't even got your credibility stuff on your website, like testimonials and a good little bio that builds trust and stuff on your homepage, your foundation isn't even built yet. Okay, if you haven't gone through and at least tweaked a little bit of the content so it's customized for your area, and spent a little bit of time deciding what you're going to do for search engine optimization, because for most people, for most Carrot members, most anyone who creates a website, you're going to have to do some more work to get the results you want to with SEO. Okay, some people do, and some people in our system, guys, are getting number 1 or number 2 rankings for highly competitive phrases, and they didn't do a damn thing for SEO. Okay, but that's the exception. There are a lot of people who are getting really respectable rankings without doing anything with SEO except for what's the default in our system. That's great. But there's a lot of people, probably the majority of people, aren't ranked where they need to be ranked to get consistent leads. And you might need to do a little bit more work. And that's because there might be more competition in your market. So more people who are trying to rank for those same things, and they're consistently working or having someone do the work for them every month. It could be that you just might need to tweak a couple things in your website so it's differentiated from other Carrot members there. Okay, but you definitely got to build your foundation first on that website, get credibility elements on it so it's trustworthy when people land there, and then think about maybe creating different pages for different cities. Okay, so here's something that Aaron on my team, he put out there a while ago, and then we'll dive into Q&A here in a bit, guys. But Aaron put this out here a little while ago on a potential potential sequence of actions that you could take for lead generation. Okay. And I wouldn't use this as gospel. Kind of use it for the way that you want to structure your business and what works for you. But the first step for your websites is getting them up and obviously get them branded really quick. And I'm not saying spend a lot of time on them. Literally, some of our members who are getting the most success have spent 20 minutes on their website. They didn't put up a logo. They just put up some stuff about themselves and some testimonials and maybe some case studies if they've done deals before, and maybe change the colors a little bit. And that's all we're talking about. Okay, you don't need to reinvent the wheel with our websites. They already convert, and we're totally open to working with you if you're getting enough traffic to help you convert even more. Where we'll actually run split tests for you if you're getting at least 100 visits to your website a month. Okay, so step one is get it up, guys. Don't think about that a whole lot. Maybe spend a couple hours on rounding up any kind of credibility elements, testimonials you can grab. If you don't have testimonials because you haven't done a deal yet, hit us up on support. We have specific ideas and an action plan for you that will help you get great testimonials even before you've done a deal, to build up your credibility. And step two, guys, is start some sort of action. Okay, maybe you could start a blog post a week, and that blog post every week could be on a local. It could be a locally based post where it's something about the community. It could be on some keyword research that you've been doing, and you're there's a horn arcing out of my side of my window. It could be on some keyword research that you're doing, and you found some really great phrases that motivated sellers or cash buyers are typing in, and you're writing blog posts for those. Or maybe you join our service that we're putting out here shortly, that is our content service, where we're actually writing 20 to 30 new posts a month, and you'll be able to upgrade to this plan here in a few weeks. And you can just go in there and choose blog posts that we're writing to put on your website, and you can tweak them if you want a little bit. Okay, so that right there, we're creating things to help get these roadblocks out of your way. But that's one of the first things you could do is go, okay, yeah, I think I can do a post a week or post every 2 weeks to keep my website fresh. And like I said, you can upgrade to that plan when we roll it out in a few weeks, where you can just choose from the 20 to 30 new posts that we're creating every single month. All of them are based off of keyword research. None of them are just guesses. And then you can run with them. Okay. And then step three, is once you've kind of got that stuff rolling, if you do invest in multiple areas, then create some pages that are localized toward other markets. And literally that's 10 minutes per page. Okay, go and duplicate your home page or duplicate a lead page. Um, swap out Seattle for whatever other city it is. Type in some information about Seattle and save it. Okay, or we can do that for you. Just hit us up on support. We can do that for you. It's a little bit, it's an extra charge because we have to have our team do it, but we can do that for you if you don't have the time to do it. And really, so that's with the website. So those are kind of the steps that we're talking about. As you do deals, add case studies, add testimonials as you do deals to your website. You always want to be refining your website, testing stuff. So that is the long term, right? How do you get your website there? But then in the short term, maybe you're going to start doing some pay per click, or maybe you're going to start doing some Craigslist. Okay, and get consistent with those. If you want to focus on SEO, then you or someone is going to actively need to be doing SEO. Okay, there's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you want to get a good return and great results in a more competitive market with SEO, it needs to be an active, ongoing process that you or someone needs to do. So if you're not getting the traffic or leads you want, and you're not investing time or money into SEO on a consistent basis using our training or someone else, if you're not investing time and money into getting pay-per-click ads going in an effective way with someone who knows what they're doing, if you're not, let's say, doing Craigslist marketing consistently and using a system, which it'll make it a lot easier for you once we get our Craigslist training out, then those are the reasons why you're not getting traffic and leads. Okay, so does this make sense to you guys? We got a lot of people on this call. This is awesome. Yeah, David. So the grid is on the website. Let me go find it. And like I said, don't use that thing as gospel, but it's a great uh, at least tool to look at, to go, okay, what actions could I be taking in what order? so I'm not doing 40 million things at the same time. Okay, so here's this post right here. It's the sales vortex post. I'll go ahead and put it through the little chat box here. So I'm sending that to everyone. That's got that chart that I just showed and some other stuff as well. Okay. Yeah, so Jamie, great question. Is it better to release several posts at once or post one or two per week? It really depends, Jamie. I don't think there's any true like say, hey, you got to do it this way. To me, it more depends on what is in the content than how many you're posting at once or whatever. There's something to be said about not posting. Let's say, if you had 20 articles written about not posting them all at once, maybe not posting all 20 at the same time, and maybe scheduling 2 a week until the 20 are there, because it helps create a consistent pattern to Google that there's new content rather than just a flood of new content, which kind of seems unnatural. But other than that, I wouldn't really think about it too much. I mean, if you had two blog posts that you got written, maybe post one today and one 2 days from now, something like that. So not really much of a science there. Like I said, the main thing is what is the post about? What's in the content? Okay, um, and that's the big like what is the purpose of each blog post if you're putting up new content. And there needs to be a purpose for everyone. So if the purpose is to try to get it ranked well, of course you need to make sure that that post is optimized for some sort of a keyword phrase that we know people are typing in based on research. If that page or post, the purpose of it is to build credibility for people who are already visiting your website, awesome. It doesn't need to rank well. You just need to put a link somewhere on the website so the people who you want to see it find the link and click it so they can build credibility. But yeah, let's see. Is there a way to automate a post? Yeah, there is, Jason. So Jason says, is there a way to automate a blog post? And there sure is. Let me actually go ahead and bounce into my own account. I'll just show you all real quick the way that you can do it. Doug, yeah, good hop on the call, man. I'm glad you can make it. We'll talk next week. Okay, so I'm inside of one of my own websites. This is one that's generating tenant leads for me. And yeah, if you want to do a blog post, let's say, you can just go ahead and go to add new and type up your post. And guys, I would kind of eliminate the word blog in your category actually, because I think too many people have this weird connotation about blogs that it's got to be this certain way or this certain thing. And all we're talking about, guys, we're talking about creating content that provides value for the visitor on the website. Okay, so if the person is a seller, what questions might a seller have in their mind when they're looking to maybe work with you, or what questions might a seller have in their mind if they're looking to sell their house? Just write content on that. Okay, just stuff that would help them. If it's a cash buyer, what questions might a cash buyer have before they actually start to look at investment properties, or what skills might a cash buyer need to have before they can actually really confidently start making offers to you. So they need to know how to analyze a deal. They might want to know what the best areas to invest in your city are, stuff like that. So don't overthink it. Just think of, okay, who is a specific person that I want to visit this website, and what questions are going through their mind that I can answer? What skills do they need that if I can give them the answer, I'll be their trusted advisor? Okay. So yeah, I mean, type up the blog post, blah, blah, blah. And then what you can do is if you click publish, you can do that. Or right here where it says publish immediately, you can click edit and you can choose when you want that to go out. So let's say I want that to go out May 5th. This is military time here. So let's say I want it to go out May 5th at 8 in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, right there. So I can click publish now. And this would be now scheduled to go out May 5th at 8 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, Jason, that's the way that you automate your calls. Cool. Is a video post uploadable? The best way to post videos on your site is to go grab the video off of YouTube We always use YouTube for a couple reasons, guys. One reason is because YouTube has a lot of really good SEO, so search engine optimization benefits. If you title the YouTube videos right, if you're a 3 lead per day member, I'm just going to show you really quick. If you're uploading any videos to YouTube, log into the 3 lead per day training account, go down to video domination, and then go to title and description tags. Okay, so this module right here will walk you through what you need to be doing, how you need to be titling your videos, how you need to describe them in tags to give you a better shot of ranking well. Okay, so yeah, I mean, what I would do, Jason, is go grab a video. So let's say it's this one right here, this Gary Vaynerchuk one. So you just grab the URL, go over wherever you want the video to be added, embed video, and you can paste that in there. Okay, click insert video, and then you can publish it, and then the video will automatically resize. It will automatically make the video look good on that page for you. Okay, cool. So DeAndre is asking, where did you go to check the keywords in a specific area? So the place I went, DeAndre, is the Google Keyword Planner, and you need a Google AdWords account now. It's free, but you need a Google AdWords account. Just go here and type Google Keyword Planner, and then you'll log into your AdWords account, okay? And I'm inside of mine here, and this is the first thing you'll see. And we have entire modules on this inside of the 3 lead per day training, and I think we have a training on it somewhere else as well. If not, we'll put one up. But then the next thing you're going to want to do is, if you don't already have it, is go download the SEO Bible. So let's see. I think this is the actual download page. Go download the SEO Bible if you haven't already, guys. It's on oncarrot.com/SEO-report. And then it's this big old link right here. You can download that. And this has a bunch of keywords that we've already done the research on that you can just go and grab and then take over the keyword planner and just put your city before or after it. Okay. So I'm going to scroll down to the keyword list here. So let's say you're looking at motivated seller phrases. So you can see right here, just based on search volume. So right there, house buyers. That may or may not be a good phrase, because that also could be sellers looking for house buyers. But mainly like retail buyers. So that doesn't necessarily indicate that they're looking for like a house buying company to buy them. But avoid foreclosure. So let's say you wanted to see in your area, stop foreclosure for, let's say it's in Atlanta. Okay. Okay, so you get the idea. So I just went in there and took some of the phrases off of that list and put my city there. You could even switch it around and put it at the start. So try different things, like rather than house, try home, sell home, fast Atlanta, just to see how people actually search, because that way you can fit these words into your pages. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to click search volume. Okay. So now it came up with all this search volume. Okay. And the cool thing is you can see that usually for motivated seller phrases, the summer months are the hot months. So guys, we're nearing on those months now. Okay. So if you're wanting to kick it up into high gear, like right now with SEO, it's April right now, and it may take you 3, 4, 5, 6 months to really rank high if you're in a competitive market. If you're in a not so competitive market, or if it's a smaller town, or if you're going after keyword phrases that aren't like the "we buy houses" phrase, you can definitely rank there quicker. Like I illustrated with the "we buy houses," with Wild Missing Hills and stuff like that. Okay, those ones happen in less than a month. Just just using our SEO grader tool inside of our system. No SEO other than that. But the summer months, guys, are the hot times for motivated sellers. Okay, motivated sellers they're needing to sell. They don't want to do it during the winter months. They don't want to do it during the holidays, right? They're looking to sell when they can get out and be in the nice weather and whatever. Okay, so right now is the time to hit pay per click and perfect pay per click and hit SEO really hard if you want to capture this year's influx of searches for the summer. Okay. Let's go ahead and go click right here. So you can see right there, We Buy Houses Atlanta gets about 260 searches a month. Sell House Fast, 260. Sell My House Fast Atlanta, 110. And then these other ones, that they just didn't come up with much. It doesn't mean no one types these in. It just means it's probably less than 10 or 20 a month. So let's go back here. Let's go back to the foreclosure one. So Stop Foreclosure Atlanta, 40. Sell Home Fast Atlanta, 20. Avoid Foreclosure Atlanta, 10. So you can see Atlanta definitely, if you're able to rank in the top 2 or 3, you're definitely going to get a really, really consistent amount of leads and close deals from it. Then you can see the suggested pay-per-click price. So it's pretty expensive for like the We Buy Houses phrase. But working your numbers backwards again, once again, if you're able to close 1 out of 20 deals, okay, and your website is converting at 10%, and you need 20 leads to close that one deal worth $10,000, and once again, to get 20 leads, you need 200 clicks. And if you're paying $11.27 per click, 11.27, and that's not an exact number, that's just an average, times 200. Okay, so you're going to be putting in about $2,200 in pay-per-click costs that month if you're able to spend that much. Okay, that's going to be the key. Is you may not be able to even spend that much on this phrase because it only gets searched 260 times a month. So you've got a cap, and you're not going to get 10% of everyone who's searching to click your ad. Okay, so out of this keyword phrase, even on pay per click, guys, if you're really highly honed in on your pay per click and you're getting like a 10% click through rate, which is insanely high. You're only going to be able to get about 26 clicks a month from this phrase. Okay. So that's what I'm talking about. Once again, that know your metrics, know your cap, and then all you got to do is go, okay, I might get 20 to 40 clicks a month from that if I really optimize my ads well. Maybe I can get another 20 to 40 a month there, and then maybe I can get another 10 to 20 a month there, and then you just need to find a bunch of other really targeted keyword phrases. Here's another. Maybe I can get another 4 to 5 there, another 2 to 3 there. So you just need a bunch of really targeted keyword phrases to get that 200 clicks a month, so you can spend $2,200, so you can net your $10,000 with that deal. So same thing. It all like knowing your metrics and knowing how those calculate into one another is really important, so you can make sure that you're going into pay per click even with a plan. Yeah, so DeAndre's saying, will Carrot ever offer content writing for those who don't need the eight websites yet? And yeah, DeAndre, so that current plan that we've got, we're actually discontinuing that because it's a lot of manual work on our end, and honestly, we aren't netting a profit on it. So we're discontinuing that, and we're actually adding an even better service that's cheaper, which is amazing. But it's going to be more automated on our end. So the answer is yes. We're coming out with that here shortly, and I mentioned it here before in this call that we're already writing 20 to 30 new 100% unique articles every month, and we're putting them into a content database right now. Okay, and those articles are based off of keyword research. They're spread between rent to own, buyer and seller. So there's not 30 new seller articles a month being written. There might be 10 new seller articles a month being written, and 10 buyer and 10 rent to own or something like that, or tenant. But what we're going to do is you'll be able to upgrade to that account. It's cheaper than $200 a month, and honestly, with the $200 a month package, the 8 websites is a bonus. That doesn't add at all to the cost. The cost with the $200 a month package currently is our time in getting those articles uploaded to your website individually and manually. Okay, that's the way we're doing it currently. But with this, the way that we're going to be rolling this out, and I'd love everyone's feedback on this. I really love everyone's feedback on this. So who believes that this would be a high value to you? That if our team is doing the keyword research every month, if our team is writing the articles every month, and we put in those short codes so it's localized to your city when you publish it, but still allow you to go in and tweak it if you want to. And you can log in and with a couple clicks of a mouse, go, okay, I want to publish 8 blog posts this month. Scroll quickly through our content Rolodex and go, okay, yeah, I want to put this one on how to sell my house fast in Atlanta without a realtor. Okay, publish it. Do I want to schedule it? Okay, yeah, let's post it this date. Done. Took you 5 seconds. And then you can schedule out your entire content at once. We're writing the content for you, and you can tweak it if you want to. So the downside of it is cool. And guys, that'll be right around $99 a month to $150 a month. We'll let you know when, but you can use as many of those articles as you want every month. So the value is high. We're investing over $800 a month just in getting the content written and formatted. It's actually more than that. That's only for 20 articles. So when we reach up to 30, we're over $1,000 a month just to get this content written, formatted, and then we have our SEO team dive in and look at it. So that's another $500 to $1,000 a month in expertise and time. So we're talking our whole content package costs us about $2,000 a month to put together, and you guys are going to get it for less than a tenth of that price. But the one caveat to that is, of course, it is going to be a higher price than most plans. So there's going to be fewer people in that plan, which is great. But the caveat is that everyone in the plan has access to the same content, right? And we're going to be putting out new content every month, so you guys can really choose the ones you want to put out, which should lessen the amount of articles that are duplicated across member sites. But the key is going to be is that, heck, you could just straight up use the content as it is. It'll be localized for your area. You could use it as is, not change it. But we'll suggest that you spend a few minutes just kind of going there and tinkering with some of the content, add in some stuff that's more local. So it really cuts your time down. So yeah, cool. Hey guys, and that's what it will probably be. It'll probably be around the $99 a month range, maybe $150 a month. We'll see. And there's going to be other features in that plan as well that don't even exist in Carrot right now. So cool. Yeah. So DeAndre, the answer to that is yeah. What list, if any, have you all sent the best results from? I'm not. Are you talking about direct mail, DeAndre? Okay. I don't know. So I focus mainly on online stuff. There are people who do offline. We have a lot of members who are doing really successfully with both online and offline. But from what I've heard, as far as the list that a lot of people are having successes with are non-owner occupied in specific areas you're looking to buy. You can even make it even more detailed where it's non-owner occupied where the owner is out of state because they might be even more motivated. Non-owner occupied where there was a less than a $10 transfer of the title, which means it was probably an inheritance. Okay. And if it's a non-owner occupied property and it was inherited, odds are that person probably wants to get rid of the property. But those are the lists. Those are the lists that people are looking at. Those are the lists that people have a lot of success from what I've talked with. Paul, affiliate marketing webinar. Yeah, man, it is coming soon. We've got so much on our plate that I shouldn't have promised any dates on that stuff. We had honestly this new content feature and the Craigslist course have bumped back everyone on our team's schedules. So the affiliate marketing training, it's like 90% done. I can show you the presentation right now. There's a few things I need to wrap up on it. So we'll let everyone know ASAP on that. Awesome. Thanks, Matt. Glad you got a lot out of today's call. Paul, as far as Google Penguin, um, you know what, man? Google's always going to change stuff. Okay. Google's always going to change stuff. So should you worry about it? No. The best thing you can do is just focus on putting out good content, is focusing on putting, on being unique in your market. So, customizing your website a little bit more. So it's got some personality to it, stuff like that. So it's high value to your visitor. And like I said, just putting out good content that's of value to your market. Then going out there and sharing the content with people. So, commenting on other blogs if you have something to contribute toward the conversation, link back to your website. And share that content on Facebook with people. Share the content on Twitter with people, which all that creates backlinks and stuff like that to your website. Go share some of your content on other article posting websites so it really spreads that content around, so you're not just relying on your own website. So yeah, Jason says, "What's Penguin?" It's just the name of one of Google's updates in the last couple of years. So they name all their updates like Penguin, Panda, a bunch of them. So don't worry about it. Just post good content, and you'll be good to go. Rich, do you have ads for us to put on Craigslist? Yeah, we do, man. We're Craigslist is like number one on our priority behind rolling out our content thing. We've got totally different teams working on both of them right now, so it's on the fast track. All right, man. It's definitely been delayed further than I have wanted, but it's on the fast track. That will include a bunch of Craigslist ads for sure. Steve, what about a tracker? A little more specific on that. What specific type of tracker? What specific type of stuff are you looking at tracking? While you're sending that through, Steve, I'm going to jump over to David's question. So, David says, he says, how do you delineate traffic generation versus SEO, or are they synonymous? So, yeah, man. So they are synonymous. It, no one would do search engine optimization if you weren't doing it for traffic generation. Okay, so search engine optimization is traffic generation if you do it right. All right, so that is kind of the delineation there. It's that SEO is a way to generate traffic, just like pay per click is a way to generate traffic, just like Craigslist marketing is a way to generate traffic, just like uh, postcards are a way to generate traffic and/or and traffic could be traffic to your website or traffic to your phone line. Okay, um, so yes, they're one and the same. It's just SEO is a type of traffic. It's a way to generate traffic. And I've said this a million times, guys. Search engine optimization is an insanely great tool. It's a tool that Carrot is insanely great at. It's the way that I've built two of my companies in the past, mainly with SEO to start, and then once once we built it up to a certain point and had revenues coming in, then we had money to go pay for traffic. But the thing with SEO is same thing like I talked before. There's always a cap. Okay, there's a cap. There's only so many people every single month for Carrot. For we most of our members right now for Carrot are generated through SEO. So if you go to Google and type up real estate investor websites. Okay, so real estate investor websites. We bounce between number one and number two here all the time. And even if we're ranked number one, um, even at number two, guys, you're still getting almost the exact same amount of traffic as number one because most people don't just go to the first website. Most people go and visit several on the first page. Um, but here, so even if we're number one or number two, there's only a certain amount of traffic we can get. So then we started doing blog posts. So real estate investor website templates. So we're ranked number one there. Real estate investor website design. So we did the keyword research is what we did. We found out, okay, what are people typing in? We started creating pages on our website and content about that. So you can see that we're number two and number three there. Real estate investor landing page. We found out through research that people are typing that in. So we're number two there. That's our video right there. Real estate investor. So this is the way that through SEO we're capturing other keyword phrases so we can get more traffic. Because we know with our number one keyword phrase, which is real estate investor websites, there's a cap on it. But if we're able to rank number one or number two for 10 or 15 different phrases, then we're increasing our traffic. So there's our video. That's number one. And then there's us number three. Yeah. So anyway, that's kind of the answer on the SEO side of things. Okay, Steve. Yeah. If you can clarify on the tracker thing, I'll let you know. Corey, how soon will the April Mastermind calls be available? Really like these and often want to refer back to them. The April Mastermind call from last week will be available today or tomorrow. Jen, my assistant who helps with that, she's actually pregnant and she's due. She's due in like a week. Okay, so we've been getting a bunch of stuff together systemizing some things so I don't die while she's gone, and a couple things like that. A couple kind of lower priority things with our entire company have been delayed, and that was one of them. But that will be up today or tomorrow. The previous two before that, Aaron on our team did them, and they weren't recorded, which is a bummer. Okay. Rich says, do you have something to put a target on our sites? So if someone visits an ad, it will follow the viewer on different sites. Yep, for sure. So what Rich is talking about is retargeting. Okay. And what I'm going to do, guys, is let me show you a little sneak peek. Um, okay. I'm going to show you a little sneak peek of what retargeting is. And I've got a training that's almost all put together. I just need to whip through it. I'm going to be flying out to New York next month, and that's probably when I'm going to finish that one up. But 1 second here. So, Rich, the answer is yes, but it's something that you'll have to sign up for the service yourself. We're thinking about rolling out a retargeting program where we'll do it for you. But the thing with retargeting is in order to do that, um, yeah, in order to do retargeting, most retargeting platforms, almost all the good ones anyway that I've seen, um, require you to have at least 1,000 visitors cookied on there before they'll allow you to put ads up. And for the vast majority of real estate investors out there, it's going to take you a long time to get 1,000 visitors cookied on there. Okay, but if you're getting, let's say if you're getting 300 visitors a month, it'll take you about 3 months to get enough cookied so you can start serving up ads. Then that might work. But that's the big limitation to retargeting, and that kind of goes back over into the different phases. So you're not, so we're focusing on the right stuff at the right times. First of all, get the website rolling where it needs to be going. Get some credibility, stuff like that. Number two, get rolling with some SEO, get the foundation laid with SEO, and then plug something in, whether it's yourself carving out time or hiring someone to do SEO for you for your main phrases. Get that in place for the long term, and then immediately switch over to quick lead generation activities, which could be direct mail, which could be Craigslist, which could be pay-per-click, stuff like that, buying leads. Okay. And then once you get that traffic really going and you've ramped it up, then retargeting is kind of a thing to do down the road. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you guys 1 second here. I'm going to send y'all my fancy affiliate link. So if anyone does want to join Perfect Audience, this is the one we've tried. We like it a lot. That's my fancy affiliate link there. And we earn a little bit of revenue, of course, if you join through there, which is really cool. 5% of what you spend over 12 months, which is really cool. But if you can join Perfect Audience for free, it doesn't cost you a dime. So if anyone is interested in getting retargeting going, because you might be increasing traffic down the road, or if you're doing pay-per-click marketing, guys, and SEO, for sure you guys need to be getting retargeting pixels on your website. And you can go join Perfect Audience through that link I just sent you for free, and then it'll walk you through the instructions to get the tracking pixel, Rich, that you're mentioning, to put on your websites. And the place you'll put that tracking pixel on your sites is, I'll show you. Okay, so the place you'll put the tracking pixel on your sites is you'll log into whatever website you want it on. You'll go to settings, then go to analytics and scripts. And my system shows more options because I'm the super admin. I'm the owner of the company. But you'll put that script right here. Okay, so that will go on your website, and then click save, and that's it. And then basically what Perfect Audience will do is over time it'll say, hey, we've got 43 visitors, who are cookied on there, blah blah blah. And then once you've hit enough cookied visitors, so enough visitors on your website who still have that cookie on their computer, then you can go create ads, and you can serve up ads, and it's going to tell you, hey, here's how much you've spent, here's how many clicks you had, here's how many conversions you had, So right now with Carrot, so kind of giving you guys a behind the scenes look of Carrot, of acquiring new Carrot customers. We're doing retargeting, and we served up 6,200 impressions this last week. This last little bit less than a week. 11 people clicked on the website or clicked on the ad. 5 people converted as a new customer, and it only cost us 23 bucks. So we got 5 new Carrot customers out of $23. So the ROI on that's insane. And the ROI for real estate investors is the same, guys. We're seeing the same thing with investors who are getting enough traffic to where they're getting sellers to come back. Um, David says he can't see the thing. So go down to chat, David. Go down to the chat box. I just sent it through to everyone. So that's the link. Go there. If anyone even has any aspirations to generating 1,000 visitors to your website in the next 3 months, you'll want to go put a click tracking pixel on your website just in case you'll use it someday. Okay. If you don't use it someday, if you don't get enough traffic, no big deal. You can always delete it. No big deal. Cool. Michael says Brittany took keyword planner training. Brittany went through the 3 lead per day training. Let's see. So she went through this training right here, and she had help from actually one of our members, Adrian, who Adrian has helped a lot of our members see a lot of success. And what we're doing, guys, which is really cool, we're working with Adrian right now, and Adrian is behind Brittany. He's behind helping Cindy Dumire do some things, at least be the impetus of getting her going. He's behind of that gal that I showed you right here. We Buy Houses, Berks County. He's behind April with Crossley Properties. So Adrian is the guy who's gone through, created different pages for her, created lead pages, stuff like that, done her SEO, did some video stuff, and we're actually bringing him on to do work for some of our customers. It's not going to be cheap. It's going to be pretty expensive. It's probably going to be $300 to $500 a month, a minimum 6-month commitment. It's probably going to be closer to the $500 a month thing, a minimum 6-month commitment. And he's basically going to take 3 customers at a time and dive through and do everything he's done for Brittany, do everything he's done for April and for other members. Okay, dive in, do strategy, bi-weekly coaching calls with you if needed, help with the video marketing, help with the initial SEO, help with doing some social media bookmarking, stuff like that, and just really get things rolling like that, and then give you some advice. And like I said, it's not cheap. $500 over 6 months, that's a $2,500 commitment right there. But if you're able to close one deal from that ever, you're going to triple your money on it. So we'll let people know about that sometime this summer. But yes, Michael, Brittany did go through the 3 lead per day training. Where is it? Okay, she went through the magic keywords module, which walks through how to do the keyword research. And she had more time than money. Okay, so she had more time than money. She dove in and learned and really hustled and worked her butt off for the first 4, 5, 6 months. And she did have a virtual assistant who helped her with some of the stuff. She paid a little bit for a virtual assistant. If you don't have the time or you don't want to do it, then you're gonna have to pay someone to do this stuff for you. Okay, so there's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you want search engine optimization to be a part of your lead generation, like Brittany has, you either need to invest time or money. Okay, without investing a good amount of one of them for the next, at least 3 to 8 months, you're not going to have more free time down the road. And I say this a lot, guys, that as entrepreneurs, I've seen this quote somewhere. Entrepreneurs are people who will do what no one wants to do today in order to live like no one can live, like everyone else can't live tomorrow. Okay, so that quote right there, guys, is epic. I'm going to say it again. Entrepreneurs do what everyone else won't do today in exchange to live life like everyone else can't tomorrow. Okay, so if you want to be a success in anything, it's going to take some work, guys. It's going to take busting your butt, learning a lot, either investing a bunch of time or money into making it happen and not quitting before it works. Okay, I'd say the people who leave InvestorCarrot because they left real estate. The vast majority of them have quit real estate before 6 months into it. Okay, the vast majority of people who quit real estate quit it before 6 months into it. If Brittany would have done that, she never would have even discovered InvestorCarrot, because she was trying to invest a whole year before she even learned about InvestorCarrot. She was trying to do bandit signs and all that kind of stuff, and she hated it and almost gave up. And then she found the internet, and then she joined InvestorCarrot and went through the training. And she said, "I'm going to focus on this and I'm going to work this because I know this works. And I'm just going to make it work." And she didn't do her first deal from it until about 8 to 9 months in. So if she would have quit on month 4 before she was ranked number 1, she never would have been able to quit her job. She never would have been able to earn $7,000 to $15,000 a month now that she's doing when she's doing deals. She never would have been able to have the freedom. She just had a baby. She never would have been able to have as much free time as she wanted after the baby. Okay, it's because she stuck through it, and she didn't quit before that 6 month mark. She didn't quit before the 8 month mark, even when it was hard. So I know I kind of went off on a little tangent there, but yeah, to answer your question, she did go through this training for sure. Cool. Awesome, Michael. Yeah, dive into it, man. That's the thing, dude. It's the funny thing is when you're in the grind, when you're just getting going and you have more time than money, it is a grind for a little while. But if you're focused on that and you're focused on an end game, you're focused on a goal, and you're saying, "I'm going to make this work. I'm not going to go. I'm not going to try. I'm not going to try carrot for 2 months." And because I didn't get immediate results, then I'm going to bounce to this, and I'm going to buy this course. I'm going to bounce to this, and then 6 months down the road, after I tried 4 different things and didn't stick with any of them, I quit because real estate doesn't work. Um, Man, that's I love it, man. So yeah, it's going to take hard work. It's going to take dedication. But the cool thing is, after you get over that hump, after you get over the hump of all that hard work, it's still going to be hard work. It's going to turn into different work. Okay, then it's going to turn into, okay, how do I automate some of this? How do I hand some of it off? How do I add in different marketing methods, stuff like that? Awesome, dude. Go get it, man. And Dan is on here, says 3 lead per day training is awesome. Um, and the way you get that, guys, the way you get the 3 lead per day training is you should have saw that offer when you joined Carrot, or you can always log into your account. So go to oncarrot.com/account, and if you go to the bottom of your account page on the bottom left, it says My Trainings, and down there at any time you can invest in the 3 lead per day training. It's just $99. So just 99 bucks. Go over there, pay the 99 bucks, block out a certain amount of hours a week if you're dedicated to it, and just make it work. And that's the thing, guys. Like I said, it's not that the internet works better than direct mail. Okay, it's not that direct mail works better than the internet. It's not that knocking on doors works better than anything. It's not that blah 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 works better than anything. It's that each of them work if you hone the system, if you systemize it, and if you push it until it works. Okay, and then you perfect it, and then you move on to dominating something else. So if you really do well with the internet, and you're like, I'm just going to work this until it works because I know other people have done it and I know I can do it. Do it, and then get the results, and then go, okay, you know what? Now I've got the internet thing licked. I've got enough money to outsource some stuff into a VA. Okay, then then you can start doing direct mail and perfect direct mail, then outsource that. Okay, and John says hire a VA to do it. And you're dead on, man. So John says hire a VA to do the 3 lead per day training. That's what Brittany did. She hired a VA to help her because she also had a full time job and kids. So that's just something everyone has to look at, going, okay, do I have money to invest into doing this? If you don't have money to invest into doing it, and then you need to bust your butt yourself, carving out time and doing it. If you have some extra money, do what John's saying. Go through the training yourself, learn it, implement some of it yourself to start, so you can understand the processes, and so you can train a virtual assistant. But then what you do is you hire a good VA, and then point them onto one of these modules and say, hey, here's my login to the 3 lead per day training system. Um, and can you do just this module for me for the next week? Send me the results, and then you determine if they're good. And that's the way that Brittany did it. Rich is asking, is pay-per-click worth it? I use ZBuyer and never got a deal. Isn't ZBuyer a form of pay-per-click leads? It should be the same as ZBuyer. Yeah, Rick, so awesome question. So the answer is yes and no. So is pay-per-click worth it? The answer is yes if done right. As an example, there's a client out of Houston, and he's got a website, We Buy Houses Houston.com. He's running pay-per-click ads to this website right now. Okay, and he's in Houston, and Houston is the most expensive pay-per-click market in the country. Over $24 per click on average for the phrase "We Buy Houses Houston." Okay, so even at $24 a click, and this guy's a really active investor. He's a real estate agent as well, and he's doing direct mail, all kinds of stuff. He's perfected the direct mail, perfected other things. Now he's just adding on another marketing resource, and he's perfecting this. He did his first deal driving pay-per-click traffic in the most expensive pay-per-click market in the country for the most expensive phrase for motivated sellers. He did a deal with this his first month. And he's closing that right now. So it hasn't closed. He's closing that right now, and it was a land deal. So he was driving traffic, for a land deal here, and that's what he's working on. Because then he's now going to redevelop that land. How much did he invest to get that deal done? I don't know, but at $24 a click, and knowing that the website, is probably converting anywhere between 3 to 15%. I don't know because I'm not sure how his is specifically converting. But at $24 a click, if he drove 200 clicks, we're talking some hefty cash. That's $4,800 in click costs if that was the case. I'm sure he probably didn't take him 200 clicks to get that deal, but his deals are netting him over 10,000. So for him, he'll trade all day long $4,800 for 10,000 bucks. But yeah, the answer to that, Rich, is I guess how many ZBuyer leads have you gotten? Can you guys see my screen? Todd is saying he can't see the page. Okay. Yeah, so Rich says he's gotten hundreds of leads through ZBuyer. And ZBuyer, guys, is just a source. Like Rich is saying, they do mainly pay-per-click. If you go to, let's just do something real quick. Okay, we'll do We Buy Houses of West Virginia. I'm just seeing if ZBuyer's on here. Here's one of our Carrot members right there. Okay, so ZBuyer isn't on here, but these other ones are very similar. Cash offers. Let's see, We Buy Houses. Chicago. Yeah, I'm not sure what phrases ZBuyer is bidding on. So that's one thing, Rich, is to really look and see. Um, there's a Carrot member right there, ranked number 2 for We Buy House Chicago. That's one thing, Rich, is so I'd search probably the most popular insanely motivated seller search phrase in Chicago, and ZBuyer's not bidding there. But let's see, sell house fast Chicago. House Buyer Network. This is similar to ZBuyer. Yeah, so ZBuyer is not even anywhere on those. So I'd be kind of curious to see what phrases they're bidding on. Number one, because it could be the quality of the traffic. So maybe possibly the leads that they're sending you. I don't know. I mean, maybe they're not very well qualified. I'd be really curious to see what phrases that they're bidding on. But I do have friends who actually, buddy of mine, Rob Swanson out of Denver, he wholesales houses in about 8 different markets across the country. And he said one of the first things he does whenever he goes into ZBuyer, he said one of the first things he does whenever he goes into a market is he buys up the ZBuyer for that market. He does direct mail and he puts up a website, builds a cash buyer list, and then he starts doing the online stuff for sellers. But he said the quality of ZBuyer leads are lower because, of course, you're not the only one getting that lead. Usually, ZBuyer sends the same lead to one real estate agent in the area, at least. And sometimes we found that some of those leads actually are getting sent to multiple investors, and we're not sure why. But Rob said that every year he closes at least one deal from ZBuyer, which pays for like 2 or 3 years of the service for him. So for him, it makes sense because he's going on volume. Um, he's going on volume. So for him, he's in so many different markets. If he closes one deal a year from it, then he's happy because it makes up for the whole thing. But it really, yeah, most people don't follow up on ZBuyer. That's another thing is how fast ZBuyer is getting you the leads. Okay, so if the lead isn't getting to you for 2, 3, 4 days, then the person's probably gone cold, and they've probably already hit someone else up. Okay, so that's one thing that I would reach out to ZBuyer and say, hey, how fast are the leads getting to me? And let them know, hey, people aren't following up. Why? Because as everyone knows who is getting leads through InvestorCarrot, the follow up ratio on your motivated sellers and cash buyers with our autoresponder email that's already pre-programmed in there. And it's the reason our emails are written the way they are is because they get an insanely high response. But a lot of members, I'll just bring up Brittany again. Brittany said about half of all of her motivated sellers reply to that autoresponder email because of the way we've written it. So we get an insanely high engagement rate with the leads that come through your system because it's immediate, because they're getting something immediate. They're getting engaged immediately by Carrot, and you get that lead immediately. With ZBuyer, if there's a lag, that could potentially be part of it. But yeah, so ZBuyer, I wouldn't directly compare that to pay-per-click because ZBuyer is doing their own pay-per-click. We don't know which phrases they're marketing for. I already showed that they're not even bidding on two of the biggest phrases that we found. Two of the biggest phrases for motivated sellers in Chicago. So it could be a lower quality lead. It could be the lag time in you getting the lead. It could be a lot of different factors. But pay-per-click is working if you're able to engage in them very quickly after they opt in and become a lead. If you're able to build credibility immediately on the page and after they opt in. So after they opt in, rather than sending them to a generic page, how about sending them to a page that has a testimonial with one of your sellers that talks about how you help them, stuff like that. But yeah, pay-per-click works. It's just a matter of having someone know what they're doing with it, because you can easily, dump thousands of dollars into pay-per-click if it's not done right. Spending money on keywords that aren't converting, stuff like that. Um, so, and yeah, and we're rolling out a pay-per-click management um, uh, service here this summer with a platform that we've started using. Where guys, this platform's crazy. The platform actually tracks every bit of any action on your website after a pay-per-click click. So if someone clicks and they call the phone number on your website, they don't opt in. Our system will tell you exactly what keywords are getting phone calls, so we can focus more of the ad dollars and focus on those keywords. So now phone calls are getting tracked down to the keyword. We're tracking clicks down to the keyword. We're tracking profitability down to the keyword, stuff like that. It's not going to be cheap. It's probably going to be $300 to $500 a month for us to manage it. And then you've got your ad costs over the top of that. So that's for someone who's got $1,000 a month to invest in pay-per-click. But if we're able to get you one deal a month, or one deal every other month, or one deal every 4 months, and you're investing $1,000 a month, and you're still profiting on it pretty handsomely. Uh, Rich says there's a company asking for $75 a lead from pay-per-click. The thing that I would ask is where the lead's coming from. If you're doing pay-per-click, what phrases are they bidding on? How fast are you getting the lead? Because every minute that goes by without you engaging that lead, the lower the possibility of that lead calling you back is. Um, Michael, do you have a tutorial on auto response email? Yeah, we do. So if you go into our help section, so on carrot.com, actually it's help, sorry, help.oncarrot.com, and just go type forms. Autoresponder might make it work. But if you want to update the email notifications, autoresponder, that's right there. So I'll go ahead and send this through, Michael. So that right there will help you learn how to update your autoresponder email. And then if you want to integrate and really create a full autoresponder sequence, then we integrate with a bunch of email marketing systems. Okay, cool. Yeah, so Rich says you get the lead real time. If that's the case, if you get the lead real time, next question, how many other people are getting the same lead? Um, is a great question to ask because we're getting in some markets, as an example, we're doing the pay-per-click for a client in Orlando, and they're kind of one of our pilot people with the pay-per-click. The problem with Orlando is the click volume is so low, we're not even able to spend his whole budget, which is a bummer. But as an example, against that, Rich, this client is getting his leads for about $25 to $45 per lead with us managing the pay-per-click. Um, and that's just the click costs. Okay, so then if we look at our management fee, that he's paying every month there, and then I guess you got to figure in the time that he's not spending focusing on any of it, and the lead is 100% unique to him. No one else gets the lead. That he's probably paying between 40 to $70 per lead. Figuring our time that we're spending doing it and the cost. So it's very, very comparable. So yeah, just okay, cool. So if no one else is getting that lead and it's $75 a lead and it's real time, give it a try. I mean, that's all you can do. I would negotiate with them. Just let them know. Let them know, hey, here's my experience that I had with ZBuyer. How do I know that my experience isn't going to be the same with you? And is there any way that I can get, let's say, my first 10 leads at a vast discount? Because honestly, I don't know if I trust it. And if they're currently not selling those leads to anyone else, then they should jump at the chance to sell you the lead for $40 a piece for the first 10. But yeah, just negotiate with them. All that stuff's negotiable. Every bit of it is. Paul, what do you know about Facebook scrapes? And I got to cut this call off here, guys, in about 5 minutes. So I'll answer a few more questions. Paul says, what do you know about Facebook scrapes? I'm assuming you're talking about scrapers where you're scraping IDs. Um, and Facebook actually, just in the past month, has really clamped down and actually shut down people's ad accounts in people's Facebook accounts where they're showing ID scraping. So while ID scraping, and for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, just don't worry about it. You don't need to listen to it. But what ID scraping is finding custom audiences within other people's fan bases, stuff like that. Um, it's valuable if you are wanting to really insanely drill down that. But like I said, Facebook's clamping down on it, and they're shutting people's accounts down where they're seeing a lot of Facebook ID scraping. So Paul, I guess question for your ads in Facebook, if you're doing ads, are you using the Facebook Power Editor, or are you using the normal Facebook um, interface, normal Facebook ad interface? Either way, so I honestly wouldn't invest a whole lot of time on scraping IDs. Yeah, yeah, Paul. So I wouldn't spend a lot of money on something right now that's scraping IDs because Facebook's clamping down on that stuff and it's just kind of a losing game when you're trying to do something that's against the terms of service that they're already actively clamping down on. I mean, you might be able to run with it and make some money in the short term, but I would get really good at marketing, at Facebook marketing. There's some great courses out there that teach you how to do it. And heck, uh, people on here, guys, if you got good at Facebook marketing, you guys could be making 5 figures a month just running Facebook ads to Carrot, like selling Carrot. I wouldn't drive it directly to the Carrot homepage. Drive it to a squeeze page of yours first, um, and then to a Carrot offer delivered via email. And you can get leads really cheap if you know what you're doing through Craigslist or through Facebook. And then you're going to earn commissions every single month with Carrot. I mean, people literally, you could make 5, 6, 7 grand a month in carrot commissions if you're just cranking it through Facebook ads. No one's doing that right now. But yeah, if you're going to do any serious Facebook ads, you're going to want to use the power editor in Facebook. And this, I'm not even going to touch this today. It's a whole nother topic. This is insanely advanced. But if you're going to be doing that, Paul, that's what you're going to be using as the power editor. Okay, so I'm just going through a few of these things here. Yeah, Rich. I mean, yeah, Z buyer. Like I said, man, the best thing to do is just ask them what search phrases those people are coming from, and I know people who are doing deals from Z buyer leads, but it's on a lot lower conversion rate. So it's like I said, Rob is happy if he does one deal a year from Z buyer, but he's not basing his whole business off of it. That's 2% of his business. Okay. And that's one thing about ZBuyer too. A lot of those lead generation aggregators, the problem with it is there's a lack of credibility that continues from the website to the investor, right? So if you think about it as a motivated seller, and guys, this is one of the big cases for running your own pay per click if you're going to do it. Okay, so this is one of the big cases. Um, if you're doing your own pay per click, driving to your own website that you manage the entire brand, you manage the entire customer experience from start to finish. Um, the person lands on the website, it's your logo, it's your face there, maybe it's your story. Like Cindy Dumeyer, if we go to her website, Cindy buys houses. If someone comes from Craigslist or SEO or pay per click to here, what do they see? They see her, Sim and Tom, and they see the little bio about them, and they haven't really customized much of the site other than that. They've got some blog posts going up. We got some testimonials there. It's Cindy buys houses, so they're looking to talk to Cindy to sell their house. There's a continuity in branding there that you don't get with any of those third-party lead aggregators. So if someone's coming through ZBuyer, which ZBuyer has really generic pages, it has the ZBuyer branding, but there's no connection with you on there. So if I'm a seller and I submit my information to this thing called ZBuyer, and then I get an email from a guy named Rich who wasn't ZBuyer, and Rich wasn't anywhere on the website, then I'm thinking, what the heck, is what's going on? Even though on ZBuyer it says that it's going to connect me with a local investor, there's like just there's this break in the branding and trust. So um, that's the big thing. Even if you're spending more per lead on pay per click than you are with a ZBuyer or with another service, to me that those are higher quality leads. They have a better affinity to you, and you are going to have a higher propensity to convert them as a deal. So great question, by the way, Rich, with pay per click, man. Awesome, Dan. So Dan, you're doing the localized city thing around Tucson. If that's the case, yeah, just simplify it, dude. It is a really simple thing, and I'm sure you already are simplifying it. It's an insanely simple strategy. It does take a little bit of time. It does take a little bit of customization, so all the pages aren't totally the same, but it works. I mean, it works, and to me, that is a good use of someone's time. If you've already kind of set the foundation for what your main keywords are, and you've already set the ball rolling with SEO or pay per click or something, um, I love it. Okay, let's see. I'm just going through some stuff here, guys. Darren, good question. So Darren says, I've been thinking, is it more important to have your business name at the top of your website or a benefit to the seller? Um, my my opinion is both. Okay. And here's why. So you can see this website, Cindy Buys Houses. Let's go to Brittany's. So sell house fast. Uh, sell my Baltimore house fast. Let's go to this other one. This is a brand new one that
Do you need to sell your home, a piece of land, or
here.
commercial property quickly?
This is a brand new one that is up, and believe it or not, this is a Carrot website, guys. This is a Carrot main company website, and we're going to be rolling out looks and feels similar to this that you guys can change your sites to here this late spring or early summer. But so this one, the reason I'm showing this is because this one is highly branded, right? This is his main company site. He's focusing on branding it, building credibility for investors, stuff like that. Okay. So let me just go ahead and go to a page. I'm just going to go to an about page. Okay. I'm going to go down here to one of his local pages here. So here is a page that is kind of similar to other motivated seller sites. So, he's got his logo. He's got the benefit here. So this is for cash buyers actually. Then he's got the opt-in, right? So the benefit here to the cash buyers, I get to see Montgomery investment properties under $100,000. I get to see them for free. Show me the deals. That's the benefit. The branding there helps me feel comfortable about it. Okay. Bounce over here. Branding there, real people, real property, helps me feel comfortable about it. And then right here, need to sell your house fast. That's the benefit. Just complete the quick form, sell my house. So those are all benefit oriented things. Get cash offer today. But this helps build credibility. Okay. And same thing with the Facebook thing. Now let's bounce over to Cindy. Cindy doesn't have a logo, but she's still generating good, solid leads through here. So her credibility is built because it's a personal connection. Cindy buys houses. People want to work with people. Okay. And then down here, personal connection, branding. But then same thing, benefit. We buy houses, get a guaranteed fair cash offer. Need to sell your house fast. We'll pay cash. Blah blah blah. So my opinion on that is both. You should have some sort of branding, whether it's a logo or using a text-based logo that makes people feel comfortable. And then you need to have the benefit-oriented statement up above the fold like it is here. Which, I mean, the beauty of that is, guys, our site's already like that. So that's the cool thing about InvestorCarrot is we're always testing stuff, we're always tweaking stuff, and we make sure that we update those things on customer sites. Last two questions, then I gotta bail. My voice is going out too. Okay. Yeah, guys. So just looking through responses in here, most people need more traffic, and that's the thing. Like I said, if you're getting less than 50 visitors a month right now to your seller sites, that's your problem. You need more traffic, and getting traffic is simple. It's not hard. It's not complicated. You need to either do it yourself. So join our 3 lead per day training and get the Craigslist one when it comes out, and just start implementing that stuff, or have a virtual assistant or a friend help you with it. Or if you don't have the time to do it and you have more money, hire someone. We have a search engine optimization service where we'll optimize your page for 3 keywords in one city. So we could do that for you. We're rolling out a pay-per-click service this spring, so we can do that for you. But that's the key, guys. Is the websites, and any website in general, for the most part, is not going to just kick out traffic and leads for you without you taking consistent action. Like I said, there are caveats to that, where we do have members who have done nothing, and like literally nothing. They set up a website, and just because the way that our system's set up is they're getting great rankings, they're getting traffic and leads. Okay, but the vast majority of people, if you're in a market where there's competition, you're going to need to take actions every single month to get traffic. If you're not getting at least 50 visits a month, that should be your number one priority as far as the online lead generation goes. Is what do you need to do to get up, to get that up? Kip, the last question right here, man. So Kip is saying on Mozilla, I rank in the top 3 for the following. Let's see. We Buy Houses Everett, Everett. So let's go take a look at it. I'm going to open this up in an incognito window. What that means is that it removes all cookies. That means if I Google plus or Facebook liked that page, it's going to eliminate that and strip it out so it's not skewing the results. And I think we already went over this, so it's awesome. So you're ranked #1 there with your website, which is great. Now step 2 is we need to go and look at the keyword research, right? So let's go back to the keyword planner. So number 1, you're ranked there. Number 2 is are there people searching it? Are there enough people searching it? Okay, because we know the sites convert. Can they convert better? Yes, they can. But we know the sites convert. And there's certain elements you can put on yours to make it convert better, like add in some stuff that's a little bit more personal. Kind of like Cindy's website, or like this Oahu home buyers one with Michael. So look at this one, guys. Look at the difference between Oahu home buyers, just how much more friendly and inviting it feels. You can see there's a picture of Michael, a little bit of a bio, a big smiling face there. He swapped out that picture with himself with a customer. He's got some good testimonials, stuff like that. He updated the background image versus this page. Okay, so this is, Kip, you've got basically the default version of it here, which is great. And we do have people that's using the default version that's working great. I'm just going to go back to Cindy. She's got the default, no logo, same picture. They did update this to give it a little bit, more inviting feeling and build credibility. But hers is converting. She's getting leads because she's getting more traffic. But let me go back to the other one. But this one, so you're using the similar things. So let me go back to Oahu Home Buyers. Same thing, a lot more inviting. But what I would do, man, is honestly I would do something like Michael's got here. A little picture, a little bit about yourself, kind of personalize it a little bit more. Right here, I would change this out so the house looks like a Seattle house, because this house may not look like a Seattle house. So personalize that so it actually looks like it's personal for the area. Okay, so you got some testimonials, cool. And then also one thing I would honestly test is Parker Jones. One thing with marketing, guys, and feeling comfortable is a lot of people, a lot of sellers don't want to work with something that feels like a big entity. Okay, especially something that feels like a bank, because in the last downturn, and especially if people do, guys, if people are in foreclosure and they're pissed off at the bank and they come to a website that looks like the name is like a name like it's a bank. It's a name like it's a potentially a law firm, Parker Jones. It just sounds really official, banky, law firmy. I'm not saying that this is what's driving conversions down, but I would totally test. Um, I would totally test taking that logo out of there and putting a text-based logo in there that says something like um, says something like "Sell your Washington house fast," and then a little tagline below it, or Washington's premier home buyer, and then a tagline below it, versus Parker Jones, because I just kind of get that feeling that there's a disconnect between the logo. So the colors of the logo are different than the colors here. So number one, there's disconnect. Number one. Number two is Parker Jones sounds like an attorney place. It sounds like a bank. If I'm going through something, I might not like attorneys or banks right now. I might like have distrust for them. I just need to get the feeling that I'm working with a person who I can trust who can just buy my house. So I would definitely do those. But the number one thing here, Kip, is traffic. And I know we did this one other time. Okay, so I'm gonna check the search volume here. Okay, I'm gonna go back here. Another really good indication of how much traffic is happening is so you've got your video ranked here, right here, which is awesome. And guys, Kip is a 3 lead per day member as well, which is one of the reasons he's ranked really high for these keyword phrases. But then the big thing here is, okay, so right here, this video was posted. That's not too long ago, man. So that was just a few days ago. Then awesome. So it's had 4 views, which is great. Let's see. Cool. Nice work, man. Now you did perfect here. So that got ranked fast. That's awesome. That's awesome. So this has 4 views. So there's something happening. There's someone viewing. I'm sure 1, 2, 3 of those might have came from you, Kip. So that might have left 1 or 2 people in the past few days, in the past week, who have seen that. Now let's go look at the keyword research now. So We Buy Houses Seattle is getting 90 searches a month. We Buy Houses Bremerton dash, We Buy Houses Everett dash. So the thing there is, Kip, that there's such a low search volume that you can't focus the majority of your eggs in the Everett basket. This is a really good circumstance for branching out and getting your pages ranked for other stuff as well. So if you could get ranked #1 for We Buy Houses Seattle, which is totally possible. So I'm just going to go over here. I know you're ranked somewhere in there. I think it was like page 2 or 3 at one time. But if you could get ranked #1 for We Buy Houses Seattle, that would rock. So that we know is getting enough searches a month to provide some consistent leads. But even if you're ranked #1 or #2 for We Buy Houses Seattle, it's 90 searches a month. Let's say that you got 60 clicks, 60 visits from that one phrase. Okay, let's say the site's converting at 10%. That's only 6 leads a month right there. 5%, we're talking 3 leads a month. So if you're able to rank #1 for that, then you can probably expect 3 to 6 leads a month with that. But then create other community pages and do exactly what you did for Everett, for Bremerton, for communities within Everett, for other cities. And maybe you've got 5 or 10 other ones out there. And while Everett might only be getting 5 or 10 searches a month, if Everett's only getting 5 or 10 searches a month, that might be 1 lead every other month for you, maybe, potentially. It might be a little bit more, might be less, but then you've got the Bremerton one, then you've got the Seattle one, then you've got the Issaquah one, you've got the Sammamish one, you've got the blah 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 blah. So that's the main issue, man. And the one thing you need to do is look at your account and see how much traffic the website's gotten. So let me do something really quick here, and then we're going to shut this call off because this is the longest mastermind call we've ever had. David, autoresponder campaign for seller leads. We've got it. We can send it to you. It's a text file. We don't have it uploaded to Aweber though. Is that okay? And the thing about sellers too is that most sellers, unless you're in pre-foreclosure, most sellers just want to get on the phone. They just want to talk with someone right now. And if they've opted in as a lead, and if you followed up with them via phone and email, and they haven't replied back, and you followed up with them a few times, then an email autoresponder sequence is likely not going to do much. But an email autoresponder sequence helps a lot on the foreclosure leads because that person may not be ready to sell today, but as the foreclosure gets closer, they might be ready to sell. But yeah, for sellers mainly, get a good one autoresponder in there, and then a system for calling people immediately. So 1 second here, I'm going to look for Kip. I'm just curious, Kip. I just want to see the traffic here, and then we're going to finish it with this, guys. Okay, so I'm just going to go here. I'm going to switch to Kip's account if you don't mind me doing this, Kip. Okay, so I'm inside of your account right here. So this, guys, if you haven't seen this, our system will show you the visits you had in a week. Okay, the previous week. We're building out our analytics big time here as we speak. But right now we're delivering this. So you had 5 visits last week. Cross out some of those if they were you. Some of those if they were us or whatever. So if you visited your own website at all last week, we're talking there might be 2 or 3 real visits there. And if you're getting 2, 3, 4 visits a week is all, that really might only work out to shoot maybe 1 lead every other month, maybe. Because like I said, there's some things that if I were you, I would update some things on the website to potentially make it a little bit more warm, more inviting, and connect the dots. Like you can even see on this one isn't really that warm and inviting, but the name of the company is directly tied to the benefit the seller is getting. So there's no disconnect here. I think the Parker Jones thing, honestly, man, could be a negative thing. Like I said, so you might want to make it more generic. The domain name could still be parkerjones.biz, but make the actual thing up here, the logo area, more generic to the benefit. So fast cash offers, sell your home faster. I mean, that right there. I mean, you could change it to that exact thing right there. Fast cash offers, sell your home faster. And then you can see they tied the color of the logo to this, so it feels like it's a cohesive website. Okay, and like I said, with yours, not knocking it at all, but it just wasn't cohesive. And every one of those little elements throws up red flags to people. So Parker Jones logo is red and green. There's no, then this is blue, so that's different. And then, like I said, I really do think that that could potentially be affecting it. But the biggest problem, man, is there's not enough traffic. Not enough traffic. Well, cool, guys. So if that's it, I'm out of here. I got to drink some water. This has been a 2.5 hour call, the longest one in history. We're going to try to keep the calls in the future, guys, to more like the hour to hour and a half. But almost everyone's stuck on this call the whole time, so you must have been getting a lot out of it. And let me know, guys, before we jet out of here. Are you guys getting a lot out of these calls still? And is there a topic? Is there a topic that you want me to go into more deeply on one of these mastermind calls? Now's your chance to now's your chance, guys, to let me know that stuff. Are you getting a lot out of these calls? Number one, are you implementing these calls? Number two, and what else can we do on a future call that would really help you? If it's more technical, if it's like me diving into the websites and showing you how to do certain things, I'm game for it. I can do that. If it's me diving into certain strategy, I can do that. If it's me really pulling back and going, hey, how do you get your first 20 leads? Let's show you how to get the first 20 leads. Let's show you how I would get my first 20 leads, okay, if I was to do it. Okay, so Jamie says, how do you produce a simple video from marketing on YouTube? That'd be awesome. Cool. So what we'll do there, actually, that wouldn't really warrant a whole call, Jamie, but we just put up a blog post last week, actually, on that topic. So make sure, guys, that you're looking at our blog from time to time. So here's one right here called Video Marketing for Real Estate Investor Websites. And one thing that we're really changing our stance on big time is the types of videos people should use. Those text-based videos are great for getting stuff done fast, and they're really effective for getting rankings. But as far as building credibility, they're not. So we've been testing this actual camera to face stuff like this right here. This video is one of the best ones I've ever seen for a real estate investor. Really down to earth, personal, tells them exactly how they can help you, and eases that puts a person at ease. So if I saw something like this versus a video that's like a text-based video, just music and no personality, I would 9 times out of 10 choose to work with this person. So Jamie, check out that blog post. And then number two, Jamie, if you don't have the 3 lead per day training, you need to invest in the 3 lead per day training. It's only $100. Go to your account, scroll down to the bottom, and on the bottom of your account, let me find this. So on the bottom of your account right here, it says trainings, and Kip has the 3 lead per day, and he implemented it. That's the reason his video is ranked so well, so fast. That's the reason his website's ranked so well. Now we seem to focus on ranking really well for other phrases as well, and higher trafficked ones. But come down here where it says trainings. It should say $99. Click it, learn about it, buy it. So that's the best way that you can learn how to do video marketing that's effective. Cool. Yep, just diving in 3 lead per day training since you got her. Yeah, Martha, thank you. Michael, yeah, dude, go and buy it. I'm not trying to sell it to you. I'm saying it because every time everyone says, hey, I need more traffic, like that is how you get more traffic, what we have in there, and then plus the Craigslist training we're coming out with. Okay, so Michael says it really helped to how to better use squeeze pages and how to do AdWords and stuff like that. Or what should you do daily to get traffic coming? Okay, cool, good feedback. Okay, cool. Thanks, Nunzio. Dan, man, it's soon. It's soon, man. It's not a live training. It's all everything is already put together. But there were two setbacks that my buddy who's helping to actually put all the training together into the package. It's going online into an online membership site. He actually had to fire an employee a few weeks ago. That threw things back. Of course, Jen is having a child, and just some things threw some stuff off. So our number now is like May 10th, and we should get it out by then. Should be quicker. But thank you. Awesome. Thanks, feedback, Dan. Well, thanks, guys. I'm out of here. I appreciate you guys hanging on, learning a lot, hopefully. And keep spreading the word, keep spreading the gospel about Investor Carrot with the abundant mindset that the more people in your market using it, the more people you're helping, the more value you're providing, which should all come back in the end to you. And heck, join the Investor Carrot affiliate program. Earn money while you're doing it. I just signed affiliate checks yesterday and wrote a bunch of them for in the $100 range, wrote several of them for the $500 range, a couple of them for around the $1,000 range. So these are recurring checks that people are earning, $100 a month, $500 a month, $1,000 a month, just by spreading Investor Carrot, posting it on forums, going to bigger pockets and providing value and saying, hey, here's my website, I love it, go here, spreading it to your RIA. Going on blogs, and if it comes up, talking to people, hey, I suggest InvestorCarrot. Here's my link. I earn a commission, but it's a great system. So that right there, guys, just spread the word. Shoot, some people could earn full-time income just marketing the heck out of Carrot if you wanted to. But we'll talk soon, guys. Have an awesome rest of the week, and thank you.